to do this, and if you're an Ian Poulter, what are you going to do? Like, it's not even an option at that point. Guaranteed money before the PGA Tour came out with their new lineup and structure, or wait and see if you're going to continue to earn more. But what kills me about how the media has been, in my opinion, so biased towards a lot of these players until HV3 came out and said, hey, I grew up with very little, and this money was too good to be true and to pass by. But the PGA Tour is also not being completely truthful in their approach, because I would respect and appreciate if they said, hey, you know what, we have been stagnant, we did need a little bit of push and shove here to make us better, and now we want to be the best out there. Like, I wish they would own that a little bit more. And I gotta watch my words myself, because selfishly I work for the PGA Tour. I want the PGA Tour to be successful. That means that good things are happening for me and those around me. So it is, to your point, in flux, and so it's weird to ask people their opinions about it, because something you might speak about this week is totally different than next week. What's your real opinion on what's going to happen with Rory and Tiger in unison with the PGA Tour coming in 2024?
Wow, that's the $64,000 question. I don't know what that's going to look like. I really don't know what to think of that, quite honestly, because if they really follow if they really follow a LIV style format, I'm not a fan of that. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of it. But I understand.
Which many people are. Many people are not a fan of it.
The way Arnold and Jack,
they're a fan of the idea of LIV, but not the way it's being presented.
And the reasons that they did it are times have changed, and it's different now.
Times have changed, and I wish PGA got in on that way before LIV.
But I think that those stars now realize how much power they have, and they want to be paid accordingly. And NFL is no different. MLB is no different. Any league's no different. The stars need to be paid because they're the ones that people are coming out to see. Aaron Overholser's not selling tickets.
Money's a bit much.
Let's be honest. I'm not selling tickets. When I played, I wasn't selling tickets. He's 25 player in the world. I wasn't selling. No one's coming out to say, hey, let's go watch Aaron Overholser. Let's go watch Aaron Overholser. They're coming out and saying, one guy, I want to see Tiger Woods. When I played, it was Tiger Woods. It was Ernie, Phil for sure, but by and large, it was the Needle. They wanted to come see the Needle. They wanted to see Tiger Woods. So, it was one of these things that these days where I think that...
What do you think about LIV? I think the idea is great, and I think the fact that they're family-oriented, and I think they're going to get a lot of people to be interested in the game because it's very different, their approach. I wish PGA got on board a long time ago and thought about the future and tried to make it more family-oriented, family-friendly, more friendly in general. That whole vibe that golf has always traditionally given off, that it's got to be the rich white guy and all these yuppies and uppity and all that shit, they got to stop with that. Every club house that's out there that has a course that has it private and it's only to the members, they're losing out so much because there's so many people that love to play golf, but they only go to places that are open to the public. I do think that a lot of places should keep the dress code and whatever, keeping people looking, more presentable, I guess you could say. There is a guideline, and I think every sport has one. When you get on the field, you should, uphold that or whatever, if you're playing professionally. If you're just messing around, you're going out to play your own game of golf, if they have, minimum guidelines, which the place I'm about to go to does not, but there's quite a few places that do. You have to wear a collared shirt and khakis or whatever, no jeans, which, that's their right, and you can do that. But I think, you're losing a lot of business and a lot of interest by doing things like that, making your clubs private. And that, I think, is why a lot of people don't get into golf at a young age, because if you are not already into golf, like in your family, then you really have no chance. It's a very expensive sport. For instance, I just saved up for the first time and got myself fitted for just my irons because I didn't have enough to do my putter and my driver also. So, you know, and it's also something you want to make sure you want to invest in because it is so expensive. Are you good at it? You know, do you want to get good at it? All of those things have to come into factor. It's not like basketball or football or baseball. Well, baseball's a little more expensive, you know, hockey and football, those are more expensive sports, but a lot of them you could just pick up a ball and throw it and catch it or whatever and see if you like it and see if you can get good at it, and it doesn't take a whole lot. But golf, you really have to invest. Either your family has already, you know, you get passed down clubs or whatever from your father or whatever, your uncle, but that's really why golf has been closed off thus far, and they really need to change that outlook on it, and that the reputation they have and the stigma of, you know, only the rich white man can play this game. And it was that way until Tiger Woods changed that. He made it cool, man. And now people like good like shit. I said in one of my videos the other day that I'd want to be a PGA professional. That's my ultimate goal. You know, 5 years down the line, it'd be fucking awesome if I could be out on the field playing with somebody. But now, as I look at it and I see the way the world is changing, I want to be a professional YouTube golfer. My dream? I mean, yeah, play with Tiger Woods would be fucking unbelievable, but I'd like to play with the guys from Good. Garrett, Grant, Rick Shields. He's one of the first people I ever subscribed to. And he's the man. I watch him all the time, all his videos. I would love to play with Rick Shields. That would be a dream come true. Mark Crossman, he's one of the other people. He's really informative. He's doing a lot of good things for the game. I really like him. Good. They got apparel coming out. All that shit. Well, it's already out, you know, but it's hard to get. So, you know, we need to diversify. We need to get the word out there. We need to let people know, man, it's cool to play golf, no matter who you are. The looks that I get when I walk out on the golf course a lot of times are not cool, you know? It's, you know, the stigma that is still out there, you know, just because I have some tattoos, you know? Like, ooh. But, you know, I still get those looks until I crack that ball that first time. And then like, oh, this kid's serious, you know? But you shouldn't have to be that serious. It should just be more fun. You know, who cares? Go to the driving range, have fun. You know, get out on the course. Yeah, you need to keep up pace and you shouldn't look for your ball, you know, over 3 minutes. You know, be respectful of other people. Just let them go by. It ain't that big of a deal, but I thought it was. I wouldn't even step out on the course for the first 6 months to a year I played. I kept going to the driving range because I wanted to be good enough to go out there, and I felt like I was going to hold people up. People were going to be staring at me and, you know, all of the above. And that's not necessarily true. So, I know we just need to change that. I think LIV Golf, the way that they're presenting it, like for the first time ever, I've never been to a PGA game, playoff, tournament, any of that. Because it's never up here on the East Coast that I've ever heard of. You know, they don't present it to the public like that. You know, you can't get into the games. But LIV, they're coming right next to me now to Boston. I'm thinking about getting the 3-day ticket. It's a little over $100 for 3 days, and it says bring your family, children, and that's awesome. They said music, games, food. You can't beat that. And the PGA needs to get on board with that, or they are gonna lose in the end, you know? I'd like to see both stick around, you know, maybe, and then they can play against each other in tournaments like that in the end, you know, PGA versus LIV, who's gonna win, best players versus best players, or something like that. Like, we need to come together, not split farther apart. And I think both LIV and PGA should get on board with each other and talk about that and figure out what the future of golf can be together, because otherwise it could just fracture the game altogether. Who knows, you know? And that would be horrible. So, I don't know. That's just my piece. I'm about to get out there, play 18. It's almost 12:30. I got a tee time at 1, so I need to practice a little bit, warm up. Yeah, maybe I'll bring you guys out with me so you can see. Trying to break 90. I just got fitted for my irons, like I said. So let's see if I can break 90 now with some fitted clubs. You know, been using my Callaway fake Strata lookalikes, and you know, I don't think I'm doing that bad. I think I look online, a lot of YouTubers are all saying break 90, and they're supposed to be, you know, decent, I thought, you know. So, but my goal is to break 70. I'm trying to break par, you know, to be able to compete out here. But I gotta shave off 10 strokes on my front game and my back game to be able to do that. So I think it's time to really, you know, buckle down and get a swing coach and see what I can do, you know, if I'm really gonna take this seriously. I don't know. If you're down for the ride, let me know. Subscribe, thumbs up, all that stuff. I don't know, I'm new to this, but yeah, subscribe to me, man. Watch my journey, see me go. I need your support to be able to keep going, you know. It is not easy becoming professional, I'm sure of that. And maybe it's just a hope and a dream, and maybe it'll never happen, but who knows. Oh, and I did just get fitted, so if I can get 500, 1,000 subscribers, I will give away, I'll do a whole video on it. I'll give away a pair of women's clubs and a pair of men's clubs, because I have them. They're not brand new, but they're decent. They'll be cleaned up, and they're definitely great starter clubs for somebody to get into the game. So if you want to get into the game, subscribe to me. Like I said, 500, 1,000 subscribers, and I'll do a video on it, and I'll give away a free pair of men's clubs and women's clubs. All right.